the headlines. BERAMBEH 2023 prepares for a massive turnout. In the same event, BERAMBEH is to air live on TVS. Those are the headlines for tonight. You're now with me, Shol Tomato, and this is TVS Nightline. More than 6,500 Sarawakian youths are set to converge at the BERAMBEH Anak Sarawak 2023 held at MITEC in Kuala Lumpur. Dato' Sri Fadilah Yusof, the Deputy Prime Minister and Chairman of the BERAMBEH Organising Committee, has announced that the 14th edition of the programme has been organised on a larger scale and is now open to all Sarawakian residing in Peninsula.
Pengisian makin tambah baik dan yang lebih utama itu sebahagian daripada platform untuk kita melatih kepimpinan muda kita daripada pelajar-pelajar universiti yang mana mereka didaftarkan, kena mendaftar sebagai volunteers dan alhamdulillah daripada yang kita buka ya, kita pilih sebenarnya overwhelming sambutan tapi kita hanya ngambil berapa ratus orang aja. These are the people yang dilatih dan sidak itulah sebenarnya mewakili Sarawak volunteers dan anak-anak Sarawak di setiap universiti yang ada.
Fadilah also shared that the program has received a positive response from Sarawakans, particularly among students pursuing their tertiary education in Peninsula Malaysia.
Biasalah. Yang untuk anak Sarawak sebenarnya they are looking forward. Nang menunggu-nunggulah program BERAMBEH itu. Munsik pola mam anak Sarawak. Jadi nanti tunggu hendaknya. Apatah lagi bila habis formal program ya. Saya kira setidaknya akan nunggulah berkikis bulu betis dan semua ayah akan adalah nak pocok-pocok biasanya anak-anak Sarawak. Sebab yang datang daripada jauh, daripada Kelantan, daripada Terengganu, Pantai Timur, daripada utara, daripada selatan yang kita buat dihimpunkan anak-anak pelajar kita khususnya. Dan setidaknya bila habis bawa terus baliklah. Ya, sebab they are looking forward actually.
Premier of Sarawak Dato' Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg will be participating in a town hall session with the students at 3 p.m. and will be attending the evening banquet the same day.
BERAMBEH Anak Sarawak 2023 will broadcast live for the first time on TVS tomorrow. The one-day program taking place at the Malaysia Trade and International Centre, KL, aims to foster a closer relationship between Sarawakians residing in Peninsula Malaysia and the leaders of the Sarawak government. And for more details, let's cross over to our reporter in Kuala Lumpur, Yusof Shukri. Over to you, Yusof.
Thank you, Lorenzo. Right now, I'm already back at my hotel, unfortunately, because they have already closed down the venue for tomorrow. But we were there since 1 p.m. when they allowed us to go in. Apparently, around that time, the booths were still under construction and it was pretty dusty, but everything is almost complete, and I would like to share to you that there are about 61 booths will be open for all the patrons, all the visitors who will be visiting tomorrow's BERAMBEH Anak Sarawak 2023. For your information, tomorrow's event will be happening at MITEC, Malaysia International Trade Exhibition Centre in Kuala Lumpur, and we're expecting about 10,000 people. But according to the Deputy Prime Minister, Dato' Sri Fadilah Yusof, we're expecting around 6,500 students, but that's minus the amount of anak Sarawak that is residing here in Kuala Lumpur or maybe other states in West Malaysia. And for a little bit of a context, I would like to tell you that BERAMBEH is an event that has been held for since 2008. And it started as an open house, actually, Raya open house, where they wanted to gather a small group of, students who are studying over here, makan sama-sama, eat together, have like a potluck, and it evolved from just an open house event to a large-scale event just like today. And I've shared to you the booth, but now I want to share you the highlight of tomorrow's event, okay? LAN BERAMBEH Anak Sarawak 2023 at 2 p.m. We will be live streaming at TVS Entertainment on Instagram, YouTube, as well as TikTok. This is where Sidang Siswa will be held. Now, students who are invited, who will be present during the event, they can ask any kind of questions to the MPs, Member of Parliament and State Assemblymen of Sarawak who will be present there tomorrow. And that will be live streamed again on our social media. But another highlight is the dialogue session, the town hall session with our Premier, Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, which will be going live on our TV, TVS, Channel 122, Unified TV, My TV and Astro, as well as TVS Entertainment from 4 p.m. So it's going to be exciting, actually. The questions are, I don't know, I am waiting for what kind of questions these students will be asking our Premier directly, because this is like the one and only kind of opportunity, when the students can actually ask Abang Jo their concerns, their worries, and things that they think need to be improved in Sarawak. So make sure you don't miss all these timings, 2 p.m., 4 p.m., and then later on at 7:45, we will also be streaming the dinner session where it will be attended by Tuan Yang Terutama, Tun Pehin Sri Abdul Taib Mahmud. All the updates, make sure you tune in on our website as well, tvstv.my. I'm Yusuf Shukri with our videographer Fatah Putra for TVS Kuala Lumpur. Good night.
All right, thank you, Yusuf, for that update, and also a very good night to those of you in Kuala Lumpur. Now on to the next update. There are concerns regarding the validity and legal standing of the establishment of Bintulu Port under the Bintulu Ports Act 1981. The issue has come to light with the President of Dewan Negara, Tan Sri Dr. Wan Junaidi, expressing the belief that Sarawak's demand to regain control of the port is justifiable, particularly if the initial establishment of the port did not have the required sanctions or approval from the Sarawak Legislative Assembly. Now, these considerations cast a shadow of uncertainty on the legal standing of Bintulu Port under its current framework.
Perlembagaan Persekutuan. Jelas dalam jadual ke-9 nombor ke-15 bahawa port dermaga adalah negeri, ya, dan dia tidak boleh dibuat undang-undang oleh pihak kerajaan pusat, kerana ini kepunyaan negeri. Kalau kepunyaan negeri, hanya negeri yang boleh membuat. Jadi kenapa ada hulu port Bintulu ni jadi kerajaan pusat punya? Kena undang-undang parlimen pada 1981.
From a legislative standpoint, there are concerns regarding the Bintulu Ports Act, which may not have received the necessary endorsement from the State Legislative Assembly as required by the law. According to this perspective, the law stipulates that any requests for the management of a port should only proceed with the consent and formal requests from the Sarawak Dun. It is highlighted that without the essential legal approval from the Sarawak Dun, the agreement in question could potentially be rendered void, emphasizing the critical role of legislative sanction in such matters. This perspective underscores the significance of adhering to the legislative process and due legal procedures in matters of this nature.
Tapi kalau kita tanya, yang buat Undang-Undang 81 tu ada kami mengikut perlembagaan. Yang saya tahu ialah ada perbincangan di antara Ketua Menteri pada ketika itu, tahun 81 tu, perbincangan, dan ada surat menyurat kelulusan yang dibuat disetujui oleh Ketua Menteri Sarawak pada ketika itu dibuat, dan berlandaskan persetujuan itu dilaksanalah Undang-Undang 81. Tetapi adakah surat Ketua Menteri itu sah? Perlembagaan kata kalau diminta oleh Dewan Undangan Negeri Sarawak. Jadi kalau tidak ada permintaan daripada Dewan Undangan Negeri Sarawak, maka undang-undang itu sendiri tidak sah. Jadi maknanya persekutuan tak ada pilihan lain sebenarnya. Tak ada pilihan lain, mesti akur dengan permintaan Sarawak.
Additionally, Wan Junaidi emphasized that Bintulu Port serves a pivotal role in fostering the economic growth and advancement of Sarawak. This importance is accentuated by the division's significant economic contributions, particularly as a major industrial hub within Sarawak with a primary focus on heavy industries such as oil and gas. However, he said that the process of returning the port will take time as it involves ongoing negotiations with several parties.
The NASA Space App Sarawak program is not only a platform to nurture the talents of the youth in the state, but also a source of inspiration for students. The state's Minister of Education, Innovation and Talent Development, Dr. Sri Roland Sagawi-In, expressed that this program exemplifies their commitment to cultivating the potential of the younger generation, especially in science, technology, engineering and mathematics or STEM education.
Persistence is just one of the values that Sarawak Space Apps promotes. Participating in a program like this or any other hackathon gives students the competitive edge. I assure you, the persistence, determination, teamwork, problem-solving skills, bravery to explore uncharted territories, and moving out of the comfort zone are qualities that will become useful in your future careers and even personal lives.
He said this in his speech during the closing ceremony of NASA Space App Sarawak 2023, held at the International College of Advanced Technology Sarawak, or ICATS, in Kuching on Friday. Furthermore, Roland emphasized that his ministry promotes a culture of innovative and creative thinking to provide solutions to the challenges in the surrounding environment. He also expressed hope for increased and more stimulating participation from senior contestants in the coming years, particularly from local higher education institutions such as Curtin University, Swinburne University of Technology, University Technology Sarawak UTS and ICATS.
Significant developments have unfolded in the past year, including new home construction and the Bintulu-Jepat Bridge within Jepat Jaya. These endeavours hold great promise for the local community, aligning with Jepat Jaya's mission to emulate the transformation of Putrajaya in Kuching. Its village chief Ali Abang praises the project for its dual focus on bolstering socio-economic growth and nurturing the aspirations of residents.
Itu seperti sebelum kita dalam 20 tahun yang lepas ataupun lebih daripada 30 tahun sebelum ini, memang Jepat ini sunyi dengan pembangunan. Dan sekarang kita boleh lihatlah dan kita boleh lihat bahawa pembangunan begitu drastik disalurkan kepada kampung Jepat ini. Terutama sekali kampung ini telah mempunyai jalan raya yang begitu elok, kemudahan seperti sekolah, klinik dan tempat kita beribadat seperti surau dan masjid telah pun dibina di Jepat ini. Jambatan ini mungkinlah, saya tak pasti mungkin akan siap dalam tahun 2024 nanti. Dan ini satu daripada ikon kita akan menjanakan satu teras perjalanan ekonomi di Jepat ini nanti. Kerana sekarang pun Jepat telah diberi tanggungjawab oleh Premier kita di mana satu pembangunan untuk pendapatan orang kampung Jepak ini iaitu Jepak Jaya.
Jepak Jaya under the Bintulu Development Authority BDA had carried out construction of housing in Jepak Jaya in response to the desires of the local residents. Ali expressed profound gratitude for the efforts made by the Gabungan Party Sarawak GPS coalition in addressing their requests. He also hopes that upon the completion of the housing and the Bintulu Jepak Bridge projects, the state government would consider constructing a wet market, which is deemed vital to stimulate the local economy. In this regard, he hopes that the elected representatives chosen by the voters on November 4th will continue to voice the concerns of the Jepak constituency, fostering further development and economic prosperity in the area. The Jepak State Constituency by-election is being held following the passing of its incumbent, Datuk Talib Zulpilip, on September 15. GPS has named Iskandar Turki as its candidate. The nomination day is set to take place tomorrow, October 21st, with the voting day set on November 4th.
Coming up right after the break, Malaysia and Palestine agree on efforts to end violence in Gaza. And on the world affairs, updates on United Kingdom's by-election. Only on TVS Nightline. Stay tuned.
Asal banyak sangat patung ni kat sini.
Welcome back. Malaysia and Palestine have agreed on a need for comprehensive efforts to end any form of violence in Gaza. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim said this was reached during his telephone conversation with Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas to discuss the latest developments in Gaza.
Through a post on his X account, Anwar said he hoped all parties can ensure humanitarian aid is channeled to the Palestinian people immediately. The Prime Minister said Abbas also informed him about the attacks by the Zionist regime on civilians, and both of them strongly condemned such actions. Anwar is currently in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, to attend the inaugural ASEAN Gulf Cooperation Council, or GCC, summit. Malaysia is the ASEAN coordinator for the summit, which is aimed at optimizing cooperation between the two regional organizations. The summit is expected to deliberate on the Israel-Palestine conflict, as well as find ways to end the suffering of the people of Gaza following the latest Zionist military action.
The proposed increase in the service tax rate from 6% to 8% in Budget 2024 aims to increase the country's revenue growth. However, senior lecturer at the Faculty of Economics and Business, UNIMAS, Dr. Zul Hazwan Hussaini, fears that the increase will indirectly impact consumers, the M40 and B40, as the significant stakeholders affected by the increase might increase prices to boost revenue, thus emphasizing the need for the government to monitor any potential for any misconduct and abuse.
The high-income earners who are mostly from the T20 and the conglomerate sector are affected by this new SST rate. There are significant stakeholders in the market. Any market instrument may be used by them to pass on cost increases to the buyer up to the certain level. For example, they can increase the price of goods in the market to boost their marginal revenue and offset the need to increase the tax. These tax modifications will ultimately fall under the final consumer. I hope the government would keep an eye out for any misconduct and market manipulation activity and tech.
Meanwhile, the Malaysian economy is expected to grow moderately at a rate of 3.3% based on the initial estimate of gross domestic product (GDP) for the third quarter of 2023, compared with 2.9% in Q2 2023.
According to the Ministry of Economy's sectoral performance estimate, indicated that growth is supported by the services and construction sectors, with tourism activities showing recovery and progress in investment, as well as the implementation of major infrastructure projects such as the East Coast Rail Link, the Light Rail Transit 3 and My Digital 5G. The Malaysian economy is projected to grow by approximately 4% in 2023 based on current global economic conditions and the performance in the first half of the year. The estimates for 2024 budget consider the expected growth in the third quarter of 2023 falling within the growth range. Furthermore, in 2024, the country's economy is expected to achieve growth ranging from 4% to 5%, supported by a recovering external environment and improved domestic demand expectations. Initial indicators like semiconductor sales suggest a potential rebound in the technology cycle, benefiting Malaysia's E&E exports. Additionally, the labour market is anticipated to remain stable, with a focus on boosting investment activities through ongoing infrastructure projects and government policy strategies.
Thank you for staying with me. Britain's Conservative Party lost 2 parliamentary seats to Labour on Friday. Another setback for Prime Minister Rishi Sunak and his ruling party ahead of a general election expected next year. In both by-elections, Labour overturned huge majorities to further fuel hopes of a return to power after nearly 14 years in opposition.
These losses were just the latest in a string of traditionally safe Tory seats captured by rival parties in recent years. Labour had played down its prospect in the Conservatives' previously super safe seats of Tamworth and Mid Bedfordshire, both in central England. But Britain's ailing economy, the worst cost of living crisis in decades, and several years of tumult within the Tories, who had 3 leaders within 3 months last year, contributed to these latest results. In mid-Bedfordshire, a Conservative-held seat for almost a century, Labour overturned a majority of nearly 25,000, the biggest by-election swing since 1945.
A coroner's inquiry into the death of 51 Muslim worshippers in 2019 in New Zealand's deadliest shooting will start on Tuesday, hoping to establish what happened after the attack started and make recommendations to prevent deaths in the future. Armed with high-capacity semi-automatic weapons, 32-year-old Australian Brenton Tarrant killed 51 people and injured dozens when he opened fire on Muslim worshippers on March 15, 2019 in Christchurch.
Tarrant released a racist manifesto shortly before the attack and streamed the shootings live on Facebook. The first phase of the coronial inquiry will run for 6 weeks from October 24th in Christchurch and will examine 10 issues, including the response by emergency services and hospital staff, whether Tarrant had direct assistance from any other person, and the cause of death for each of the deceased. The inquiry is a legal process required by New Zealand law to examine unexpected deaths and receive input from medical examiners, police, first responders and other witnesses to the death. Tarrant already served a life sentence in prison without parole to 51 charges of murder, 40 counts of attempted murder, and 1 charge of committing a terrorist act during the shooting rampage at 2 Christchurch mosques. A Royal Commission of Inquiry in 2020 found that security agencies were almost exclusively focused on the perceived threat of Islamist terrorism before the massacre. A number of recommendations were made and the government has been working to instigate them.
The U.S. Army has charged Private Travis King with crimes ranging from desertion for running into North Korea in July to assault against fellow soldiers and solicitation of child pornography. The Army's case against King, which has not been previously reported, includes 8 distinct charges under the Uniform Code of Military Justice, setting up a substantial legal battle for the 23-year-old soldier after his release from North Korean custody in September.
For several weeks, the U.S. Army has deferred questions regarding potential disciplinary action against King, focusing on his proper care after being held captive by North Korea for 2 months. King's release in September resulted from behind-the-scenes negotiations involving the Swedish government, which retrieved him from North Korea and handed him over to the U.S. ambassador in China. Subsequently, King was transferred to a military hospital in Texas for medical assessments, including an evaluation of his mental health. The exact details of King's treatment while in North Korean custody remain undisclosed, and he has not publicly explained why he fled to one of the world's most secretive nations on July 19. The Army's charge sheet accuses him of broad misconduct prior to the incident, including an attempted escape from U.S. military custody in October 2022 and possession of child pornography. King entered North Korea by slipping away from Seoul's International Airport and joining a civilian tour of the border area between North and South Korea. He then made a daring sprint across the border into North Korea, leading to his immediate capture by North Korean authorities.
See the world closer with TVS as we bring the latest news updates both locally and internationally. For more headlines anytime, anywhere, just head on to our official website at tvstv.my or follow us on our social media platforms. And a quick reminder before we end the Nightline tonight, TVS is now also available on Unified TV, so tell your friends and family. That's all the updates we have for TVS Nightline tonight. I'm Shol Shamiato. Thank you for watching.